World of Warcraft is a game with a lot of achievements. Some of them are very easy, some of them are just simply long, and then there are some that are just borderline insanity. But if I ask you to name the single worst achievement grind that has ever been added to the game, which one would you pick? You'd probably think about Insane in the Membrane, which, to be fair, has a ridiculous reputation grind. Maybe you think about Lawmaster, or perhaps the pristine archaeology artifacts. Maybe it's one of the newly added expansion-wide metas that glue about 30 other achievements onto them. Or maybe you'd point to some of the unhinged pet battle achievements. Seriously, whose idea was it to do 5,000 PvP pet battles? Perhaps you even said something crazy like the Tower Overwhelming achievement, where you have to do every single Mage Tower challenge for each spec, which is 36 specs.
There it is!
Or perhaps you even mentioned Plunderkind for its insane goal of collecting 1 million plunder in Plunderstorm, which was a game mode that has, so far, only been released twice.
There it is.
All fair guesses, but I'd say they're wrong. The achievement that nearly broke me, and the entire reason for this video, I would argue that the worst achievement grind this game has ever seen is Employee of the Month. And let me explain why. First of all, the completion rate for this achievement is abysmal. Only 0.0015% of accounts have earned this achievement since its addition to the game back in February with the 11.1 patch Undermine. So what's the requirement, you may wonder? Well, it seems no one has a definitive answer, but the top theory, and what I base my grind on, is to be the one person across your entire region who hands in the most completed chat lists in a calendar month, on a single character. For those who skipped Undermine, chat lists are essentially a small to-do list that you can hand in for either a cartel reputation or valor stones. But the ultimate catch for this achievement is you have no idea how many chat lists is actually required. There's no leaderboard, there's no way of knowing who has done the most. You just have to guess. The add-on All the Things recommends that you need at least 150 of these completed chat lists, while people on Wowhead have reported getting the achievement after between 150 to 250 in 1 month. But as some of you might know, you only get one chat list every week. So in order to do multiple on the same character, you must farm chat cards. And to get a single chat list, you need 40 chat cards. And the best way to farm these chat cards is to just kill elite mobs in the Sidestreet Sluice delve on tier 10. So in order to get 40 cards, you are essentially killing 40 elites in that delve. And I needed to hand in hundreds of lists, so I had to lock in. On the first week, my goal was initially just to match the recommended 150 lists. Because of that, I only did 2 lists on day 1, followed by 5 on day 2, and 5 again on the 3rd day. But it was at this point that I realized that 150 is not that much for a month of effort. And because of that, I eventually raised my goal to twice the amount of the recommended, so a total of 300. And from day 4, I started doing 10 lists per day instead. Now, it should be mentioned that you can most definitely farm these chat cards in advance. You can spend an entire month, or however long you want, preparing the chat cards, and then completing the chat lists in a separate month. But that honestly just sounded like a lot of extra work to me, so I focused on just doing it all in 1 month. And honestly, only doing 10 per day was starting to become pretty boring. Not because it was a tedious grind, but because it was too easy. It probably took me around 2.5 hours to farm the cards needed, which is 400 cards, and then to do the 10 lists afterwards. And so because of that, on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th of November, I did 10 lists every day. However, on the 10th of November, I was starting an internship in real life, so I was very limited on my time in game going forward. But that wasn't gonna stop me. Hell no. I wouldn't have come halfway through a month just to be stopped by some real life struggle. No, I was just simply devoting all my leftover free time to this stupid grind. Which obviously meant that from the 10th of November And for the rest of the month, all I did was wake up, do my internship for 6 to 7 hours every day, get back home, and do another 6 to 7 hours of just grinding chat lists. Truly a riveting month. So as we started approaching the weekend of that first week of my internship, on the 12th and 13th, I decided I could do a lot more than just 10 per day. And I started very slowly, so 12th and 13th, I did 11 chat lists. But then going into the weekend, on Friday, I did 25 lists, which was a new highest in a single day for me. And I decided that wasn't enough. So on the Saturday, I did 50 chat lists in a single day. That entailed farming all the cards, which was 2,000 chat cards in a single day, and then doing 50 chat lists. And since it was the first time doing that many, it took me 13 hours. It was truly a testament to my determination of getting this achievement done. And because of that, I increased my initial goal from 300 to aiming for 500 completed chat lists in a month, thinking that surely no one else in my entire region would be crazy enough to do this many. On the 16th, the Sunday, I also did 25, and it was honestly starting to become pretty chill, just farming out 1,000 chat cards every day, followed by 25 chat lists. The entire process ended up taking me roughly 4 to 5.5 hours, and I was happy with that. That was very doable. Sure, the grind was a bit boring, especially towards the end of the month, but going forwards, I decided that in order to hit 500, I must do at least 20 every day. So naturally, I wanted to do 25 every day. I already failed that, though, on the Monday of the 17th of November, where I only managed to do 15 because I was also hanging out with friends in real life every Monday. But I quickly picked back up the pace, and on the 18th, we were back to 25 per day. On the 19th, I managed to do 26 instead of 25, and that is purely because it was a Wednesday, and on Wednesdays, you do get one free chat list. And I didn't really trust those free chat lists, so I figured I'll just still do 25, plus the free chat list. And on the 20th and 21st, I did 25 again. Then the 22nd was another Saturday, and for some reason, I had just decided that Saturdays were the days where I had the most free time. And so naturally, I did 50 again. Except this time, it didn't take me 13 hours. I had gotten a lot better at both farming the chat cards and at completing chat lists very rapidly. And I actually managed to do 50 chat lists in just 9 hours. As we approached the final week, I started to realize that I was gonna hit 500 chat lists very soon. So I actually ended up aiming for 600 instead, which I was projected to hit, just simply continuing my pattern of doing 25 every day with Saturdays doing 50. And so naturally on the 23rd, 24th, 25th, I did 25 lists, and on the Wednesday of the 26th, I did 26. On the 27th and the 28th, I did 25 again. And on the Saturday of the 29th, which was the second last day of the entire grind, I was lucky enough to get the best version of the delve, meaning that it would only take me approximately 15 to 20 minutes per 100 chat cards. And because of that, I managed to do 51 chat lists in just 8 hours, which was by far the quickest I had ever done that amount of chat lists. And lastly, the final day, the 30th of November, I just did 25. I didn't do anything extra, didn't do anything fancy. I did 25, and that brings our total for the entire month of November to 607 chat lists. We just passed 600 at the very end. And then what? Well, maybe someone did more than me. I don't know. I couldn't check any leaderboards after all. So all that was left to do when I went to bed on the very last day of November was just hope that no one else had outdone me. Hope that no one else out there was crazy enough to do more than 607 chat lists in a single month. But I was still worried. What if someone had pre-farmed a shit ton of chat cards and sent them all in November? Well, here's what happened. Hey guys, so now it's December 1st, as you can maybe see. It is currently 5:40 a.m., which means it's been daily reset
for 40 minutes. I just logged on. Because, well, it's December. And it's time to see if this stupid chat machine has an extra option of dialogue. If it does, that means, I'm pretty sure, that it means that I get the Employee of the Month. So, let's see. Dude, I don't want to look. That's been so long. Okay, is there an extra option for dialogue? There should be 3, I think, normally. Is there 4? Holy shit! Holy fuck! I did it! I can't believe it, dude. This has been the worst grind I've ever done. I didn't even think this would be enough. I cannot believe it, dude. What the fuck? Wow. Wow. Wait, it doesn't even show a title on the achievement. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to get a title as well. Do I have that? I don't think I have one. Does it have the quotation marks as well? Nah, who cares? I don't care about the title. Dude, I got the achievement. I honestly didn't think that would be enough. But here we are. I spend a month with 8 hours daily on some days. Fucking 13 hours on Saturdays. And it paid off. Let's fucking go, dude. Yes. Oh my god. I don't know if I overshot it completely by like 400 lists, or even if I won by even just a single one. I mean, no one will ever know, right? But all that matters is that I fucking got the achievement, man. Still can't believe it. It even comes with a unique title, though apparently that title is temporary, so as we are approaching the end of December, someone else will be the wielder of this crazy title. But that's gonna be it for now. Thank you so much for watching. This achievement was definitely a long and painful grind, and I could not have endured it without my friends keeping me sane throughout all these hours. I do also make plenty of other dumb WoW grinds and achievement guides. So if you want to see me complete the ridiculous PvP pet battle achievement of winning 5,000 PvP pet battles, hit subscribe and maybe I'll actually finally complete that achievement. Until then, take care.